The small ones they call tataya, and the bigger ones faloa.
Because this is an island world, of course, the early Austronesian-speaking people had to have boats. We know that they had to cross between islands. But we know from looking at the boats that they have now that the people of Taiwan, and also Batanes here, normally don't use sails or outriggers, or at least they didn't in the past. So it's possible that they came to these islands by paddling. And we know that over the next 3,000 years, starting in Taiwan, Philippines, Indonesia, they eventually travelled more than halfway around the world. If you go to the far corners of Polynesia, like Hawaii, Easter Island, and in the western direction go to Madagascar, that is more than halfway around the world. And all those people are very closely related in language. The same people were migrating through here to Luzon and Mindanao. So 4,000 years ago, they would probably all have spoken a small, maybe one language. That is very possible.
Among these Austronesian-speaking people, some remained on the Batanes Islands in spite of the harsh conditions. They were the ancestors of the present-day Ivatans. Working on the farm has been part of Delia's life since she was a young girl. Now, summer is almost ending, and it's time to harvest sugarcane. Her husband, Angel, has been here since 5 o'clock in the morning. In the early reports of the Spanish missionaries, they said that the people planted sugarcane for its juice, which they made into wine called palek. Men and women drank it, especially in the cold months, as well as for ritual requirements. The Spaniards reported that the people enjoyed palek so much that it prevented them from discovering the other end products of sugarcane. The drink did not go unnoticed by Dampier as well. He said, "They make a sort of drink with the juice of the sugarcane. When it is well boiled, they put it into great jars and let it stand 3 or 4 days and work. This is an excellent liquor and very much like English beer. It is very strong and I do believe very wholesome." In the afternoon, Delia goes to their other farm, where yam or uvi is planted. Uvi was the principal food of the pre-Hispanic Ivatan. It is a sturdy crop that can resist the drought and go through the hottest months without a drop of water before it takes root. Centuries later, nothing much has changed in the way uvi is farmed.
The original name of the ubi in here is ubi. Yan ang kinakain namin morning hanggang sa afternoon. And we can use it as a snack. Before we can live, nobody die because of hunger. So I can prove that now we can live without the rice for the mainland or whatsoever from the mainland.
The Ivatans of old depended largely on the soil. They raised pigs and goats, and they fished as well. But their main food was from the land. Farming has always been arduous. Typhoons can wipe out the crops. Nitrous particles from the sea burn up vegetation. But the Ivatans are an ingenious people.
Kang sabi ng matanda namin noon, kaya kayo magtatanim ng reeds in between parcels kasi nagsiserve siyang boundary at saka windbreaker siya. Kasi madalas naman ang bagyo dito noon, mabuti na ngayon, madalang na, pero noon madalas. Kung wala ka naman ng windbreaker, kaya talaga walang natitira sa'yo.
Farming is an indispensable part of Ivatan life. Even those who do not depend on it make it a part of their everyday routine. It is not uncommon to see a teacher or an engineer working on his farm after work or on weekends. It could be force of habit, or maybe love for the earth that makes them go back to it again and again. The Ivatan's relationship with his environment is intimate. He knows it well, perhaps because he constantly communes and works with it. As he is closely linked to the earth, so is he to the sea. It is said that in the pre-Hispanic times, every able-bodied man went out to fish. Those who did not own a boat, or tatayak, went out to sea on a banana trunk. This was during the months when fish was plentiful. The rest of the year, if the weather permitted, they went out to sea on a tataya to catch flying fish. The fishing season is from March to May. Whereas before the tataya set out at night, now fishermen go any time of the day. Arayu, or dolphin fish, is the prized fish among the Ivatans because of its tasty meat and size. It is salted and then dried in the sun to be stored during the months when the sea is too rough for fishing. But now it is almost the end of the Arayu season, and some fishermen arrive with only one Arayu after a full day at sea. Some come to shore only with the flying fish or dibang that they had caught to be used as bait for the Arayu. Others make do with reef fishes. The Ivatans have 20 methods of fishing, but the most common are the mayavava, which uses a hook and nylon cords, and the managap, which uses large nets and 5 to 10 fishermen. Helping each other is second nature to the Ivatans. Cooperative work is part of their tradition. Men volunteer labor for house building, house repair, land clearing, and planting. There are different kinds of cooperative work, and some are more institutionalized than others. Antonio Cabugao is the cabecillo, or head of a self-help cooperative organization for building and repairing houses in Uyugan.
Manumao asosiasyon na maring siawas kanya raw mas nganda na lipo-lipos da mas nganda na trabino mari pa rin siawam kusina mga 15 kataw may rawatan pa sore dura ko 20 siguro.
I think loving your neighbor is best expressed in how we have nurtured the cooperative system, which is now slowly fading away. We have cooperative systems from birth to death. And if we do not keep this, what will bind us as a people? What will nurture us to keep ourselves in a very harsh land?
The Ivatan spirit of solidarity was noted by the Spanish missionaries who arrived in Batanes in the 18th century. The missionaries also reported that the natives were more hospitable than those from the other provinces. They had the best disposition among the Indios they had known, they said. According to Father Alonso Amado, they were peaceful, gentle, and timid, and they were receptive to the Catholic faith. These attributes of the Ivatans made the task of conversion easy and pleasant. But even when the missionaries had converted a number of Ivatans, some customs persisted. This was revealed when archaeologists studied some of the burial sites they found.
Nakamaya has a boat-shaped, stone boat-shaped burial formation, which I think were probably starting from about the 15th century or a bit later. This is in the foothills of Mount Iraya. It's significant because it's one of the few surviving stone boat-shaped burial in numbers.
To make their work easier, the Spanish authorities